One thing we do want to make sure is if there is cars parked in the driveway, it is really best to get them to remove those cars. This is something that is a good thing to have them move their car so that way we don't have issues. Being a white car, we're probably not gonna have issues. Some of the blacks and reds and deep color cars, we definitely need to make sure that we are having them move those cars. If they're not home and we gotta do it, it's best to wet the car down with water before we get any soap on it, and that also cools the temperature of the car down. Now, where it's not so cold or not so hot today, it's not gonna dry so fast. But if it's like 90 degrees out, we really wanna make sure that we rinse that car off before we start. Soon as we soap it, soon as we get rinsing coming, we wanna hit it one more time and rinse that car really good. The last thing we want to do is have to pay to have a buffer job or anything like that. So we really want to make sure that we get these cars pulled out of the driveway so that way we don't have no issues. I've ran into, had to buff out a car, had to do different things to keep customers happy. And usually it's never been the actual customer. Usually it's the neighbor or something like that. But just so that you know, it's best to have them move the car, put it down on the street, and that way we don't have to worry about screwing up paint and stuff like that. The last thing you want to do is come here to do a $300-400 house wash, and now we're having to deal with paint issues, repainting cars, stuff like that. Again, we can spray them real good, rinse it down, cool that car down. That's basically why we're wanting to spray it in the beginning. And then after we soap, we're gonna rinse that car again, so that way we don't take an issue of spraying sodium hypochlorite on that car. Again, sodium hypochlorite is an oxidizer. It can cause it to rust. It can cause it to have other issues. So those are the reasons why we want to make sure that we have those cars moved, park out on the road, or at least back up. So if this car backs up to about where her back is there, just at the end, that would be plenty enough to make sure that way we don't have issues with that car of getting spotted, stuff like that.